this video, I'm going to show you how to recycle these things into something else that you can do something with. To start off, you want to make it into something with the consistency of this. If you already have printer poop, then you don't really have to do this. You can skip this step unless you have other stuff mixed in with that printer poop. These parts right here, like this, that are going to be too long to actually go into the mold, so you got to cut them down. What I typically do is use these guys and just cut off little parts of this so that you can put them in a bin and then melt them down with everything else. Then when I'm done with that, you actually mix everything up. You may have the parts, and there you have a pretty good ratio. And failed prints you have to crush down to make them actually meltable. My favorite way to do this is hammer. Repeat until you have a bunch of parts done. I personally put them all in one bin. As you can see, it doesn't have to be too fine, but decently fine. Alright, so the real kicker is that you're going to need one of these guys. This is just a toaster oven. I recommend not using one you have, like an oven in your house or anything, because if you cook food on it, I don't know safety wise how great that is. So I mean, this one's we paid like $2 for. So I mean, that works. You're also going to want to buy some silicone molds. They don't have to be exactly like this, but something similar. Also, don't burn yourself. Please use oven mitts to take this stuff out. Then all you gotta do is fill it up. I recommend putting the big stuff in first. So, you know, put that big guy in there and a tire shape in there, maybe another one there, you know, etc. So once you have everything nice and filled up, you need to put it into here. I recommend putting it on the bottom one actually, and taking up the top bit, because the bottom, at least on mine, is closer to the heating element, so it goes quicker. Alright, once you have everything loaded up and ready to go, I'm going to do bake, which is just around 30 minutes of and then set it to be at 4. Well, I used to set it at 450, but I'll be honest, you might want to set it at 425 Fahrenheit, which is around 200 Celsius. And start. There, you heard it click, and it's gonna start heating up in there. So the first part, heating up and everything, for me takes around 15 minutes. So I set a timer for that, so I'll check it on it then. Alright, so it's around 15 minutes later. As you can see, everything's thoroughly melted. So now you gotta take it out and go and put some more in there. Because as you can see, it melted down, and it's not quite as overflowing. Here you can see I'm replenishing it and remelting it. Set another timer for around 5 minutes, because this time it doesn't need to heat up as much. Repeat until you get a good looking result like this. Alright, so most of mine look pretty good. A few of them look pretty thin, but if they don't work out, I can just recycle them again. So we're gonna get them all out and wait for them to cool for a little bit. Take it out and let it cool for a little bit, and then you should be able to just pop out the parts from the molds, and they'll look pretty cool. They all have different patterns and everything. Basically what I'm trying to say here is that you need to cut off the little pieces, because when you mold that, the melt isn't perfect and it gets on the sides a little bit. Cut those off. You can sand them. I just cut them off, and then you'll see what I do after that. Alright, due to the fact that that leaves sharp edges, so what it will do here, we'll put it under the edges, you know, go over make sure it helps round over the edges and stuff. And yeah, by the way, it's pretty hard to burn yourself while doing this. I typically run my fingers over it, kind of helps move it down while it's hot, and then if you want to, you can test it. Yeah, that's pretty good. And of course, repeat as needed. This was one of those dual color filaments, so it's blue and red. That looks really cool. So here are all of them. Some of these are pretty cool with like the rainbow, the translucent rainbow. And this one had a tire keychain. Look at that. Very cool. Cool things that can be made from them. I give these away at my shows because why not? And kids love them. They're really nice. Just put one on your printer. Right, wrong printer. Or on your printer. Or just a fun guy to have sitting on your desk. There's many different types of these molds. I'll probably buy some more. But there's ones for keychains and skull bowls and stuff like that. So those might be even better. I need to get some of those and everything. So that is great. There's almost infinite possibilities. Also, I'm pretty sure you might be able to print your own. Don't quote me on that, but you might be able to. I'm also planning on putting a few of these guys in some orders and stuff, because why not? Who doesn't want a free thing? I mean, I might as well give it away. I mean, look at how much filament I got, and some of that gets wasted. That's just a matter of fact. So if you want your own, why don't you order something? So if you want to reduce your printed waste, why don't you give this a shot? It might just become something else you just do. They're pretty fun to do, pretty easy, and almost anybody can do it. The screen tells you what to do, but join my Discord server if you want to. We got some great makers there, and well, yeah, just have a good day.